our kids don't even know that something is going to damage them. But you are more experienced as a father. And they said, no, you can't use that app on your phone. It's not good for you. The child might have had that app from an, So
it's the same thing as going to the gym. And it's also on
gym?
him. What is gym?
There's gym in the house.
No. So
who is the instructor? Who is the instructor at the gym now?
So
and then he doesn't have to do like this. No.
Sweetheart. We have to talk about this issue of trust. If you know your spouse, you should be able to trust. And I'm not just talking about spouse right now, even children.
Yeah.
You should be able to trust that I know this person, especially if you've spent a number of years together. You know the mistakes this person have made over the years.
Yes.
You know how you deal with those mistakes. And then it comes a case where, okay, let's use gym. Your wife wants to go to a gym and your husband is saying you can't go to the gym because there is a male instructor. And so what? If your wife,
that was not about trust.
Sweetheart,
that's more about exposure.
Exposure to what? Are you saying that it's every woman that goes to the gym that something happens between her and the instructor?
No, it's not the instructor and the how.
It's what?
It's about the instructor.
Instructor how? It's a how.
For instance,
how? You have to explain that.
I will explain.
Yes,
There's nothing to hide there.
Explain.
There's nothing wrong with. You have gone for training and for swimming, for instance, and a male instructor.
No, a male has never instructed because he will tell you, is it a female instructor, a male instructor? Even for swimming, I even prefer it to be women.
Which is fine.
He will never agree if it's male. Him. So what I was going to say is that
value. Wait.
I know my husband. Wait,
for instance, you not go to the gym. No, you not go to the gym. Everything like that. Hey, and then the man will say, "Oh yeah, every man should bell about
okay, wait.
That's why God even blessed us to a measure. We have gym in the house.
No, we don't have gym in the house. We don't have gym in the house.
We
only have treadmill.
That's gym.
No, wait.
Jesus. Please, maybe if you call it insecurity.
It is insecurity, and you have to admit that.
Yeah, but why do you also not allow me, for instance, when someone in church as a lady, you seems to be paying attention to me a whole lot, and you raise concerns, and I don't object. That's true because so the same way I can raise a concern about, okay, you're a pastor's wife. You're like a public figure, and you're going to a gym. I don't even know the instructor. It's okay for me to wonder how will it be every Saturday morning.
No, totally different scenarios.
Gym in the house.
No, sweetheart. No, they are totally different scenarios. Okay. You just said that I see you with a woman.
I didn't say you see me.
So what
you noticed a woman paying attention to me.
I noticed.
And you raised concerns.
You just painted a scenario of I noticed. This situation I'm talking about is not about you noticing.
I noticed.
No,
it's noticed. It's maybe it's observation.
Sweetheart, please.
A lot of things are happening in our world today that you just want to be sure and what you now need. What you now need is a lot of communication from the other person. This instructor is this. This is how they conduct themselves there. It will help my heart. But I don't know the man. I've never been to the gym before. Only you will now go there. You need to now educate me.
Can you just
or communicate?
Can you just wait?
So
guys,
we have to be very considerate.
Can you just wait? You talked about the issue of me noticing you or maybe another lady wanting to be close to you or whatever. I noticed this situation.
Or the other way around, you feel I'm paying attention to a particular lady overboard. No, that's maybe you notice. And it might not be like that, but you just notice that.
And then in a situation where a gym situation, like gym scenario, I hadn't even finished this. What I'm talking about. And you have not even come there. It is a different scenario. You just hear that the wife is going to a gym, wants to register in a gym, and immediately you're saying you can't go because the instructor is a male. Come to the gym and observe something, and then tell your wife that I don't like what I saw, and give the wife the opportunity to explain. But you are now, from the general things you've heard or from your own insecurity, saying that you can't go to the gym because the person's a male. So are you saying that it's all the instructors that are not, they are also trained to
Professional.
professional.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So then it is just a given. I want to go to a gym, and your wife is mature enough to know that, and disciplined enough to know that I'm going to
These
the
are
gym
the-
to
this-
go
yeah.
to and exercise.
That's
And
fine. Those
yeah,
are the
so-
communications you just need to. It's communicate. You don't say I should come to the gym. No, you encourage him to come. If
That's what I'm
you don't
saying
say
now.
you have to come, you encourage come to this gym.
It is
That's why I said no.
insecurity.
That's why I said communication. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want it, and that's part of the.
But you have to tell the lady why she doesn't want
and
it.
he has told her,
And
and
the
if he doesn't
lady
want, it's
to
like
have to explain why she has the right. It's her. She has the right to say, "I want to." It's her health she's talking about.
But
It's her fitness she's talking about.
The principle is
She has the
the
right.
principle is fitness and health.
Yes.
and that can be.
It can be.
You can go. You can go
Has
about.
the right to
yes, you have the right.
decide.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
fine. But there can be many ways you go about it. If you're going about the health and fitness will not damage the marriage, then it's your choice to make.
Why should it
if your husband
damage
say
the
doesn't,
marriage?
if your husband say doesn't, it's like food. You like this particular food, but it looks like when we're eating this kind of food in the house, it creates an opera. You look for an alternative.
What's
if
the
your husband
alternative?
say,
What's the
it
alternative?
could be any other thing. You know, if your wife says, I don't
So
want
she
you.
can she get a trainer to come to the
Fine,
house?
well, okay.
A male
Maybe,
trainer.
yes, maybe your husband will be there. Let him see it. The same
Ah,
way.
Okay.
That's better.
better.
Yeah, that's better if you
All
feel
right.
if you feel that
We
will
will
help
call
it.
the male
But there has
instructor.
to be a shift. There must be a shift. You can't say this is what I want. Yeah, then you're not putting the marriage as a priority. And I've not been there before. I can't blame me for not being there before. I cannot drag me to be there. The best you can do is to encourage the man there. Come there. Oh, this is the person and everything.
the simple
And if he says
thing.
doesn't want to go, you can't even force him to go.
Yeah.
If your husband says doesn't want it, the same way. If you have to chat about something, maybe a particular job that is in Canada or US time zone, then you explain. But don't not that I have a right to. That is the wrong.
No.
That's
It's
not
an
the
issue
best
of
way
right.
to do that.
So you're making
you have a
it
right to be
mental-
fit and to be
so
healthy, but you go about it in a way that blesses the union. You are
that
married.
we are talking about.
Conversations.
We're still talking about secrecy and privacy in marriage. Each party in a relationship needs to understand one another and respect one another. Respect in sense of communication, like you said. Sweetheart, communication. Communicate what you want and reach an agreement.
You are saying the same thing.
Hey,
Communicate
wait.
what you want and reach.
Sweetheart,
When we say
wait,
secret, it means
sweetheart,
when you say
now.
secret, it means there's some things I don't know. The same way when you go to maybe the gym, I don't know what's happening in the gym. It's like a secret. Communication is now bringing it to the open that will help the person understand it. As long as I still don't know what's happening in the place, it still looks like a mystery to me. It can create misunderstanding. So you're hitting it the right way, communicate and reach an agreement. Oh, okay. This is the video of the place. So, or the man has said he can even come to the house to do training and will pay this extra money. I can pay the extra money. But you have an agreement. It's not about I have a right. I cannot. No, I don't. That's not the best way to say it.
No, sweetheart.
You have a right to be fit.
Sweetheart,
You have a right to be healthy, but you don't have your rights are it's like a president.
The way the other person also expresses his pain or her pain about this thing has to be done maturely.
Yeah.
And we respect.
Yes.
So I'm still bothering on insecurity because if it's a man that is very emphatic about his wife not going to the gym, not going to the store or supermarket, and the other person is mature and secure and saying that, okay, and he's not showing that same intensity to the other person. I want to know you're talking to. That means that it also boils down to background as well.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that you need to understand other people's perspective to listen to why the person is saying this. The agreement will take a lot of communication, but not with an enforcement of, no, this is what I want. Agree with communication. The other part of it I wanted to talk about is when it's not in every situation. You talked about the WhatsApp, chatting and all. It's not in every situation that somebody will come and say, okay, the reason why I want to do this is this. The reason why I want to do this is this. Give people the benefit of doubt that, okay, ask in a pure way. Oh, what were you doing? Oh, or is that something? Is that a work issue? Don't first of all attack the person that, you are doing this again. first of all, as it could be a conversation with family, it could be something that came urgently,
Obviously.
you know. So I'm just trying to lay this understanding
I
that
mean,
there are situations that are unique and will come as
when we talk about
urgency.
secrecy and privacy, there's a part of I have my privacy, she has her own privacy. Generally, there are things we do where she has her own. Which I mean, I think I'm talking from a sense of decorum and decency, right? Decorum and decency. You can't be talking to your mom by 12 midnight and your husband will be complaining. He's not a madman. But when somebody is calling you by mistake, maybe a mistake, but it's a opposite sex, your husband will raise concerns.
Oh, definitely.
When somebody, so it's not
And you
nobody,
explain,
nobody,
this is reason why.
especially if it
Yeah,
happens the second or third time. So you can't be talking to your sister at even 1 a.m. and your husband will be saying you are mad.
Even the husband will wonder that what's going on. And
If that's when they talk as sisters, this is okay.
Yeah.
So let's understand this thing.
It's still
and I'm not.
communication.
That's why I'm talking about communication.
Yeah.
Thing and it's a major challenge in many homes. What the challenge with people is that they just make decisions at time without considering the other person. Yes, I'm a pastor now. I don't steal church money. But I still need to communicate in church a bit how we handle money. Because I know people have ideas about, it's not about me, I don't steal money. Church members should understand me. That's the wrong way to think. That their pastor doesn't steal money. They hear a lot of things on social media. They know our pastors are this and money. So I'm doing it to help them. I rather not call it insecurity. I rather call it helping the other person. I know what they read about pastors on
But
social
there are
media.
still some people that have insecurities. There's still people.
Everybody, we all have insecurities in various measures.
Yeah.
It's when they touch your own part that you will know how low you are in that area. Your own might not be about going to the supermarket.
Yeah.
There be something else.
Yeah.
There are some women, when their husband is talking to another woman, they respond differently. Just it doesn't mean they're bad. We all have insecurities at various levels. Let's face it. It could be about money. Some people don't. Some men, when it comes to money, they don't have money. They behave differently. And when you know that about your spouse, don't rub it in. Help the person. And this is going to help us. Don't say because you are secure in an area, then you now block the other person's concerns. That person might have you communicate better in that area to help him or her.
Yeah,
so let's not say because somebody is insecure, then I'll just do what I like because I trust myself. It doesn't mean he doesn't trust you. Like I said about pastors, I know a lot of people don't trust pastors globally. I know that. It doesn't mean I'm a fake pastor because even our children have their own insecurities. And I can't say because my child is insecure and I'm a good father, I shouldn't explain, I shouldn't come down to the person's level. That's valuing that relationship. You're going to create more problems when you don't consider the person, let me even use the word, the person's concerns. And I want to say this. Most of those concerns are not coming from a vacuum. Something triggers it. And I want to understand something triggers that. Triggers it from either the relationship itself, what has happened in the last few years, or maybe even the past, but something triggers it. And when you understand that, then you know how to deal with it.
Oh, definitely.
Believe me, it's better to be more transparent than hiding anything. In Yoruba land, they say, Obeti bale ki je, iyale ki se. It might not appeal to you. What that means is the kind of food that husband does not like to eat, the wife does not now make that the chief thing in the home. It's not because she doesn't know how to cook many things. It's because of value for each other. If I don't like this particular dish in the house, what can we do to balance it? To now say the dish is very healthy. I read in the news, in online that it has all these nutrients, so we must eat it at home. Then that's where selfishness comes in. Maybe some stubbornness. But if you value the relationship and you are broken enough, you find a middle ground. If somebody is even trying to protect his husband or wife, it's not because they value the marriage. And there are people people that their wife is going out, they don't even care where they're going to because there's nothing there left. Is that not value? Can we see from that value perspective that it's because he values me? If I don't value the man or the woman, anywhere you go, if you like go to market, if you like don't come home, you are nothing. God forbid, But it's because of the value. When you look at from that perspective, you should be with joy to say, no, it's not like that. Dad, I'm just chatting with my friend. He's in the under college. Okay, just want to be sure that everything is fine. That's how it should be. So let's be healthy because when we start talking about rights, you can destroy your marriage with that. We all have our rights, but we have lost many of those things the moment we get married. If I'm a single man, I can go to a club and come by 4 a.m., but I'm married. I can't come back. I can't say I don't drink in the club. I just went to do networking. I'm married now, for goodness sake. It's different. I've lost the right to just spend that time anyhow. There are many rights we have that we've lost the moment I'm a pastor of a congregation. There are some rights I don't have anymore. I don't know if I'm making sense. You're all in the studio looking at me. Believe me, I owe the congregation some measure of decorum. I'm not compared to a man just on the street. I can't say it's my right to beat. No, you can't say that. I owe them decency. They can't see their pastor doing something on the road. They feel ashamed. So let's understand when we say rights. They are rights, yes. But there are some that we have lost for the sake of the person.
Conversations.
I understand, all that we've said, but I also want to just emphasize when you talked about food, for instance, what the husband does not like to eat, the woman, but there's a balance to that. Like, even with him, he doesn't like, he said, if he doesn't like pap, for
He doesn't
instance.
even eat pap at home.
I take pap. It is what I like. But
And
I don't.
I've never said she should not take pap.
Yeah, so he doesn't. So there's still some measure of this individuality that this person, not because he doesn't like pap, I will now forget taking pap. No, that's the balance. That because he doesn't like pap, I don't put it to his face.
Or we can't say this is what the family must eat this morning.
But
Everybody must
I
eat
have
pap.
my
You don't do that.
individuality,
But you can take
and
pap,
I
and she
take
takes
pap,
and I don't
for
trouble
my.
her.
So what I'm trying to say is that there's still some individuality that every person in any relationship deserves. The value for that individuality, that look, I have this space, my space, and it's a personal space to me. I'm not saying you can't enter into my space because you're married, but also understand that okay, I can once in a while allow for that individuality for that person. Men, for instance, want their own time out with their bodies. And it's a space for them. That's their individuality. So it's a balance to understand that for a man and as well as a woman, the woman wants an individuality where it's her people, her friends. They want to hang out, and it's fine. For singles in the house, we started with the singles. Before you get married, be sure that this person has earned. And I'm talking about this person has earned
Before you open
your life as your space, your time, your heart. And it takes time to know that. So it's not something you rush into. You need that time to know that, okay, this person qualifies for me.
Yeah, because we've seen people that out of excitement, they open up almost all their life history to someone that they were not yet sure they're going to get married to. And then suddenly the person begins to blab all around the place, So I think you should be very discerning in the various phases of a relationship. And for those of us that are married, as we have said, I love what she just said now about, because sometimes from our traditional thinking, some men also believe the moment a woman is married, she doesn't have a life again. And we are not saying that. I mean, she has her friends, she has her time out, and she does things. Only that what we're saying is we must be transparent. Why am I going for this 2-day meeting outside? Even when I'm going to preach, I have to tell her. I can't say because I'm a preacher, I just go. I have lost that right. I have to tell her I'm going to preach in Abuja today and tomorrow. Not because she will stop me, but because I value the person. You understand? And if there are things that she raises, there was a time I was invited to the north to preach somewhere. I won't mention the state. I wanted to go. Believe me, I felt nothing will happen based on but she expressed fear and concern. And I told the pastor, that can't hold for now. That's what I'm trying to balance. I can't say because I have faith, I can go there. I don't have to have a heart in her mouth. I'm going to a state where that they have terrorism or something, and then she's calling me every hour. That's the same thing that happens when somebody else also expresses concerns. Doesn't mean she's insecure because I'm going to the north to preach. No, it's what she's concerned about. Me, I wasn't afraid. I knew where to land and everything. But I said, this thing, even the children were already asking me, Daddy, are you going there? To avoid that, okay, I told the pastor, maybe another year. So I want us to, these are the things that help any relationship to work. Respecting other people's pain. Respecting other people's concerns. It's one of the major ways we show love. When God gave Jesus Christ for our salvation, God didn't need to be saved. It's not insane. We are the ones that have problems, and He still gave His own Son for us to be rescued. That is love.
Conversations.
The moment selfishness creeps in to a degree, you will just veer apart. So I believe this blesses us. You need to listen to this episode again and again. Your husband or your wife or your teenage son or daughter does not need to lose their identity just because they relate with you. And at the same time, we must be open enough to strengthen trust. Trust. When trust is broken, a lot is lost. And trust is broken when there is misinterpretations, there is misunderstanding without adequate communication. It is better to even over-communicate, over-explain than shadow it off. I hope this blesses you. We pray that anyone going through such situations now that the enemy had even capitalized on, God will give each of us wisdom to know how to wriggle out of it. And then, like us men that we don't even know how to communicate effectively, I pray that God will give us the courage, because it takes courage, the courage to express ourselves, not just to our spouses, even to our children, of our inadequacies, of our expectations, so that we can have a solid bond in Jesus' name. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to watch this episode again and again. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.